This Hammers Chat video is brought to you in conjunction with Football Index. Football Index allows you to trade real players for real money to make real profits. Use your West Ham nous or wider football knowledge to invest in players whose value you think will increase. As the player's value grows, so does your money. As a special Hammers Chat offer, Football Index will give you a bonus 20 quid when you deposit £20 of your own money in a newly registered account. Simply click the link underneath this video to register and input the code HAMMERS20 to get your bonus 20 quid and to start trading today.
West Ham 2, Bournemouth 2. I'm quite pleased, actually, I've got to say. I think there are worse teams. I think people will come here and I think people will struggle. What I was most pleased about, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty in just a second, what I was most pleased about today, I've got to say, was when the goalkeeper came on. And I've got to say this, he was getting a lot of stick. For those of you that don't know, Fabianski looks very injured. And it does not look good at all. Roberto had to come on. And not everyone, but he came on to a few boos from the West Ham fans. And there wasn't a lot of boos, but it was enough to make him nervous. And he looked nervous when he came on. But he went on to make a couple of saves. I mean, what did you think of that?
Well, I thought it was disgusting the way he was treated when he came on. He made a couple of poor kicks and people were straight on his back. And I mean, you know, you cannot destroy a goalkeeper's confidence, because if you do, he won't come back from it. So, to me, there are a lot of fans who are out of order. A lot of them were blaming him for Oxford. Oxford was not Roberto's fault. He may not have started at Oxford, but it was not his fault.
Well, the strange thing is we've got Nick here holding the camera very kindly for us at the moment. The funny thing is all anybody really saw that wasn't there was highlights of Oxford, and they saw his mistakes. Actually, he did make 3 world-class saves during that. But I thought I thought we made him nervous.
Yeah,
I thought that,
absolutely.
I thought that was a point. So I was actually pleased because towards the end he actually made 3 saves. Didn't you say?
Yeah, and one excellent save from Wilson.
Yeah,
very good.
Well, and the other one I want to say to the other player that was really, I thought, under pressure today. I'm not dealing with this in chronological order, but we just walked out the ground, and it's just how things are coming to my head. Was Felipe Anderson not only was he getting a lot of stick. I think in the first half, if he made 10 passes, I think he might have got 7 of them wrong, which I think would be fair. Nothing he was doing was coming off, and again, people were getting on his backs in a big way. But for that goal at the end, I thought, really, he redeemed himself, and he got a really good assist and showed good awareness for Cresswell's goal, which was the last goal we scored.
And before that, there was a move down our left wing where he completely threw their defence, where he did a dummy, and Cresswell went down the outside. It was absolutely superb. It's reminiscent of the sort of thing that Brooking used to do all the time. Completely wrong-footed their defence.
Yeah, it was a very, very good dummy, and I thought him and Cresswell were starting to build a relationship, starting to build a partnership there. What I thought was really nice as well, though, for Aaron Cresswell, and he must be buzzing because everyone started singing his song.
Yeah, he made up a lot of ground for that goal and took it really well, kept the ball down. He wasn't too far off with a free kick in the first half as well. That only just went over. So, no, Cresswell had a good game. Yarmolenko was impressive, but by far and away man of the match was Declan Rice. He was everywhere. Astonishing performance from him. Absolute class act from the first minute to the last.
He was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. He's like a force of nature. And forget it, I'm not going to talk about Oxford, but he was fantastic, absolutely brilliant today. Our second goal was very good, we should say that. It was a blinding goal. Yarmolenko played the ball over to Anderson. Anderson had a quick look, nodded it back, and then Cresswell into the path of the on-rushing Cresswell, who finished smartly and finished well. The first goal was good as well, really good. Haller did some wonderful hold-up play, proper number 9, proper target man stuff. He had no business retrieving that ball. It high and I don't know why I'm going to do the mime. I'm not going to try and mimic it. If anyone's got a football, I'm going to try and mimic it. Well done, mate. He did. He had no business retrieving it, and then he got to Yarmolenko, and then you had no doubt that Yarmolenko was going to do what Yarmolenko does, which is finish well with a bit of curl on his left foot. He's got a lovely curl on his left foot finish. Good goal, mate.
He always makes room for himself. I mean, we all know what he's going to do, so why they don't know what he's going to do, I don't understand it, but he just seems to keep doing it. The other thing that Yarmolenko did really well today was he was tracking back well, and he actually made a couple of good tackles in our penalty area, which is something I was pleased about, because when he first came in, I don't think he tracked back, much in the same way that Anderson didn't, has now started to do. So, no, I was pleased about that. if I was disappointed about anything, it was Wiltshire. When Wiltshire came on, he had no effect on the game at all. He looks fitter than he did, but he just had no impact whatsoever. Lanzini looked good when he came on.
And that's a good point, which Lanzini came on, which is great. That's really, really good news.
And he looked really fit.
He did. He looked fit. He looked sharp, and he looks like he's about to make something happen every time. He was fighting. He was fighting for the ball as well, and it was the lift we needed. I felt at that point when he came on. He came on for Fornals. I thought Fornals actually played a little bit better today. He found himself getting into positions. He needs to shoot. He needs to pull the trigger. Again, I almost think maybe we've got to take some responsibility for this. I think as fans, we maybe made him a little bit too nervous that he doesn't want to shoot. He wants to take the safe option as a pass. But and that was in the first half. In the second half, he started shooting. He started pulling the trigger. Didn't really come off. But I just want to get a little sense of perspective here, because I thought we played well, and I think Bournemouth are a good team, and I think a lot of teams will come here and lose. And I said after Aston Villa, I said we might look at the end of the season and think actually that away point at Aston Villa was not too bad, particularly bearing in mind the 10 men. I think at the end of the season we might well look and think the away point here to a good team, an athletic team, a fast team, a well-organised team, a good football club. I think this is not a bad point at all.
Yeah, the other interesting thing is there will be a controversy about VAR. Both sides, so Bournemouth actually were given their first goal after a VAR review, and it looked well dodgy to me, because it looked like they had 2 or 3 players who were offside, all moving towards the goal, and the player who crossed the ball wasn't offside, but then one of the players, King I think it was, actually scored, but he was offside for the initial move. So, and he was active, so I don't understand it. We couldn't really see why the Bournemouth goal was disallowed from the corner. But that went to VAR after the referee had disallowed it, and they upheld the referee stroke linesman's decision.
Well, you've got a better memory than me. I just sort of remember a big bundle with loads of Bournemouth players in there, and I thought a lot of them must have been offside. But the VAR, I hate it, and I'm glad after the Brighton game when it went in our favour, I said I hated it, otherwise it looked like a bit sour grapes now. I hate it, I really do. We don't know what's going on in the stadium. It takes forever to work out what is going on.
And even then, at the end, you get no explanation. All you get is the referee doing this, and either pointing for the goal or pointing for the free kick, and that's all he does. It's ridiculous.
Exactly like that, actually. Exactly like that. Declan Rice, I think we both agreed, man of the match. Any sort of final thoughts before we...
I just think whenever Noble and Rice play together, we seem a much better team, and I think that Noble plays much better when he's got lots of intelligent players around him, and we're now getting to that sort of side where we've got a really good nucleus of clever players, and I think that brings the best out in Noble.
Yeah, we played well. I'm happy. I'm happy with today, and that's it. Probably should just say sponsorship for this video, Football Index. Please remember that players' values go up and down. I think Cresswell's is probably going up.
I think you're right
at the moment. So be investing in Cresswell. Maybe
Fabianski's is probably going down because he ain't going to be playing for a little
Fabianski's
while.
sadly going down. So gamble responsibly and all that. And listen, thanks for joining us. Gio's doing videos at the moment. He's on his own, bless him. I think he's doing a review on his own. So go and give that a little look. We'll do a live with Gonzo in a couple of days. Cup of tea in the week. Bittersweet week, hasn't it been really? But you know what? At the moment, I think we sit in third. I think Arsenal and
Leicester
could both go above us. It ain't bad.